Breaking news just hit the obesity drug market. Boehringer's new GLP-1 just delivered 16.6% weight loss in clinical trials, positioning itself as the next serious challenger to Ozempic and Wegovy. But when you dig into what this actually means for patients who've been struggling with current options, the real story isn't just about that impressive number. It's about whether this could finally solve the 3 biggest problems that keep people from succeeding with existing weight loss medications. Here's what just broke in the obesity drug world. Boehringer Ingelheim announced their experimental GLP-1 medication hit 16.6% weight loss in clinical trials. That's not a typo. We're talking about nearly 17% body weight reduction. This puts them in direct competition with the current heavyweights like Ozempic and Wegovy. But here's where it gets interesting. This isn't just another Me Too drug trying to grab market share. The announcement came through preliminary trial data, and while the company is staying tight-lipped about full details, that 16.6% number is already turning heads in the medical community. For context, that's potentially better than what many patients see with existing options. But as we'll see, there's a lot more to unpack here than just one impressive statistic. So who exactly is making this claim? Boehringer Ingelheim. And if that name doesn't ring a bell, it should. This is Germany's largest pharmaceutical company and one of the world's top 20 pharma giants. We're not talking about some startup with a flashy press release. Boehringer has been around since 1885, and they've got serious resources behind drug development. The data surfaced through Stat News reporting, which is pretty much the gold standard for pharmaceutical industry coverage. When Stat reports trial data, the medical community pays attention. This isn't Boehringer's first rodeo in metabolic medicine either. They're already major players in diabetes treatment, so they understand this space. Let's talk about that 16.6% weight loss number, because context is everything here. For someone weighing 200 pounds, we're talking about losing over 33 pounds. For someone at 250 pounds, that's more than 40 pounds gone. Here's how that stacks up. Ozempic typically delivers around 15% weight loss in trials. Wegovy hits similar numbers. So Boehringer isn't just playing catch-up, they're potentially setting a new bar. But here's what makes this number really interesting. Most patients I talk to say the difference between 15% and 17% weight loss isn't just mathematical. It's the difference between fitting into old clothes and needing a completely new wardrobe. That extra percentage point or two, that often represents crossing from significant improvement into life-changing transformation territory. So why is this news breaking today? The obesity drug market is absolutely exploding right now, and frankly, it can't keep up with demand. Ozempic and Wegovy have been plagued by shortages for months. Patients are waiting, doctors are frustrated, and there's genuine demand for alternatives that actually work. Boehringer is smart to strike while the iron is hot. The market is proving that people will pay premium prices for effective weight loss medications. We're talking about a market that could hit $100 billion in the next decade. Plus, patents don't last forever. The companies that establish themselves now in this space will have massive advantages when the current generation of drugs faces generic competition. Now let's get into the actual science, because this is where things get both interesting and frustrating. The 16.6% weight loss number comes from what appears to be a phase 2 trial. But here's the problem. We don't have the full data set yet. No peer-reviewed publication, no complete safety profile, no details on trial duration or dropout rates. That's unusual for a company to release top-line numbers without the supporting data. What we do know from related research is fascinating, though. There's emerging data showing GLP-1 medications might help with depression alongside weight loss. A recent study with 72 participants found oral semaglutide improved motivation measures in patients with major depressive disorder. That's potentially huge, because many people struggle with both obesity and mental health. If Boehringer's drug delivers similar dual benefits, that could be a real differentiator. But right now, we're connecting dots without seeing the full picture. The medical community's reaction has been cautiously optimistic, emphasis on cautious. Clinical researchers I've spoken to say the 16.6% number is impressive, but they want to see the full trial data before drawing conclusions. Endocrinologists are particularly interested in the side effect profile. Every GLP-1 medication comes with gastrointestinal issues for many patients: nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. If Boehringer has managed to reduce these while maintaining efficacy, that would be genuinely groundbreaking. Obesity medicine specialists are taking a wait-and-see approach. They've seen promising early data before that didn't hold up in larger trials. The real test will be phase 3 trials with thousands of patients over longer time periods. Clinical pharmacologists are the most skeptical. They point out that without complete data, we can't make meaningful comparisons to existing medications. One told me, Show me the complete data set, then we'll talk. Let's be honest about the red flags here. When a company releases a single impressive statistic without the full trial data, that raises questions in the medical community. Skeptics point out that early-stage trials often look better than they really are. Smaller patient populations, shorter durations, carefully selected participants, all of these can inflate results. The bigger concern is what's called cherry-picking data. Did Boehringer release the 16.6% number because it was the best outcome they could highlight? What about long-term safety? What about real-world effectiveness outside carefully controlled trial conditions? There's also the simple fact that we've seen this movie before, promising obesity drugs that looked great in early trials but had serious problems when they reached larger populations. Here's the reality check nobody wants to talk about. Even if Boehringer's drug gets approved, it's going to be expensive, probably $1,000 plus per month like current GLP-1 medications. Insurance coverage will be spotty at first. Most insurers are already struggling with covering Ozempic and Wegovy due to massive demand. A new entrant doesn't automatically solve the access problem. The silver lining, more competition could eventually drive prices down and improve insurance coverage. When there are multiple effective options, insurers have more negotiating power with pharmaceutical companies. But we're probably talking years before that translates to meaningfully better access for most patients. So what does this actually mean for people struggling with weight loss right now? In the short term, not much changes. This drug isn't approved yet and won't be available for probably 2-3 years minimum. But longer term, this could be significant. More effective options mean better outcomes for patients who haven't had success with current medications. Competition also typically leads to innovation, companies pushing each other to develop better, more tolerable treatments. The mental health angle is particularly interesting. If GLP-1 medications can address both weight and mood, that could change how we think about obesity treatment entirely. Bottom line, cautious optimism is warranted, but don't hold your breath waiting for this to hit pharmacies. Here's my take. Boehringer's 16.6% weight loss number is genuinely impressive, but we need to see the complete data before getting too excited. This represents real progress in obesity treatment, but it's progress that's still years away from helping actual patients. If you're struggling with weight loss right now, don't wait for this drug. Work with your doctor on currently available options, but do keep an eye on this space. Obesity medicine is advancing faster than ever before. This video is for informational purposes only and does not constitute medical advice. Always consult your healthcare provider before starting any weight loss medication. Thanks for watching all the way through. I know there's a lot of GLP-1 news to keep up with these days. If this breakdown of Boehringer's new data was helpful, hit like so other people following this space can find it too. Subscribe for weekly evidence-based GLP-1 updates. No fluff, just the latest research and what it actually means. Now I'm curious. Are you currently on a GLP-1? Drop your medication and how long you've been on it in the comments. I go through every single one. This video is for informational purposes only and doesn't constitute medical advice.